All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are breaking down the absolutely raw and unfiltered mindset of David Goggins, straight from his book, Can't Hurt Me. Now, this isn't your typical motivation talk. This is about building a fortress inside your own mind. And it all kicks off with one core idea it's pretty hard to believe at first.
Just let that sink in for a second. That feeling you get when you've hit your absolute physical and mental limit? Goggins says that's not the finish line. It's not even close. It's just a warning light from your brain telling you that you've used up less than half of what you've actually got in the tank. This is the heart of his entire philosophy. But to really get it, you have to see where it all started for him.
You know, every story has an origin. And for David Goggins, that origin looked like paradise on the outside. But it was hiding a living hell. And this is where the foundation for his mindset was poured. Not in some gym or on a track, but in the fire of some serious childhood trauma.
I mean, just look at the contrast here. It's insane. To the rest of the world, the Goggins family was living the American dream. I mean, they lived on a street literally called Paradise Road. His dad, David Goggins, was a successful businessman who always had a smile for the public. But the second those doors closed, that smile disappeared. David was a monster who brutally beat his wife and young David, forcing them to work all night at his skating rink. The paradise was just a show. The reality was a prison.
And living in that constant state of fear and abuse, it wasn't just a bad memory. It became a physical thing. It's what experts call toxic stress, where your body's just stuck in fight or flight mode. And for young David, this showed up in some devastating ways. We're talking a stutter so bad he was afraid to even open his mouth, his hair falling out, weird patches on his skin. His body was literally screaming for help. This trauma was wiring his brain for pure survival, not for learning, not for growing.
So you'd think escaping his father's house would be the end of the struggle, right? Not even close. As a young man, Goggins found himself trapped in a whole new kind of prison, one that he'd built all by himself. He was at absolute rock bottom, and the only way out was to face the one person keeping him there.
Yeah, this was not the life he wanted. He was working a dead-end job, spraying for cockroaches. He was almost 300 pounds, just adrift. And he'd started taking shortcuts, cheating on tests, just doing anything to get by. He'd gotten away from his father's control, sure, but he hadn't yet taken control of himself.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the question at the heart of his entire transformation. When all the bad guys are gone, what do you do when you realize the person holding you back is the one staring back at you in the mirror? So, instead of looking for someone to save him, Goggins invented his first tool, the accountability mirror. Now listen, this is not about positive affirmations. It's the exact opposite. It's about raw, unflinching, brutal honesty. It's about owning every single lie, every excuse, and every failure out loud to yourself.
And the process itself, it's simple, but man, is it hard. You literally write down all the things you don't want to admit to anyone, especially yourself. You call yourself out for being lazy, for being scared, for being a liar, and then, this is the key. For every single one of those hard truths, you create a real, tangible goal. This is where that brutal honesty finally turns into action.
Okay, so with this new accountability, Goggins sets a goal that sounds completely insane. He decides he wants to become a Navy SEAL. But to even have a shot, he first had to build a mind that can handle the insane amount of pain it would take to change his body.
And this number just perfectly captures the challenge. 106 pounds. In less than 3 months. I mean, that's medically borderline impossible. A physically grueling task that almost anyone would say can't be done. But for Goggins, this wasn't just about losing weight. This was the forge where he would build his new mind.
This is what he calls the armored mind. The idea is that mental toughness isn't something you're just born with. It's something you forge, you build. It's like creating calluses on your brain. You do it by deliberately and repeatedly putting yourself in situations that suck, by learning from pain, and by reframing every bad thing that ever happened to you as a training session that got you ready for right now.
So as he's pushing through all this pain, this crazy transformation, he discovers his most famous mental model, a rule that would let him, and really anyone, tap into a source of strength they never, ever knew they had.
So, what is the 40% rule? It's a simple but really profound belief that our brains are just hardwired for comfort and survival. Your mind's job is to keep you safe, and it does that by screaming, "Quit!" long before your body is actually done. Goggins realized that voice in your head is a liar. When your mind is telling you to stop,
you still have 60% more in the tank.
And for him, this isn't just a theory. He lived it. During a 100-mile race, his body was shutting down. The bones in his feet literally broke around mile 70. His mind told him it was over. But he remembered the 40% rule. He knew he had more. He actually got up and ran the last 19 miles on broken feet and finished the race. He proved to himself the limit was in his head, not his body.
But what do you do in that moment of pain when you're trying to find that extra 60%? How do you do that? Well, Goggins developed another tool, one that weaponizes your own history to give you fuel for the fight you're in right now. He calls it the cookie jar. Think of it like a mental list of every single hard thing you've ever overcome, every win you've ever earned. So when you're in the middle of a struggle and your brain is screaming at you to quit, you mentally reach into that jar, you pull out a cookie, a memory of a past victory, and you remind yourself, hey, I've been through hell before and I made it. I can do this too.
And this is a tool that works for everybody. Your cookies don't have to be running 100 miles. Think about it for yourself, right now. That tough exam you passed, that's a cookie. That difficult conversation you finally had, that's a cookie. That time you just kept going when every fiber of your being wanted to stop, those are your cookies. That's your fuel.
So when you put all these pieces together, you can see it's not just a collection of cool-sounding phrases. It's a whole operating system for your mind. You start with the brutal honesty of the accountability mirror. You build resilience by pushing past that 40% mark, and you fuel yourself with past wins from the cookie jar. It's this continuous cycle of truth, endurance, and self-belief.
And that really leaves us with this final thought. Goggins' whole journey seems to prove that the chains from our past and the limits of our potential, they aren't fixed realities. They're just stories. And if that's true, then maybe the real challenge isn't just about pushing your body. It's about having the courage to rewrite the story you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of.